Welcome back, everyone. We're diving right into part 7 of our India Tour Explainer. Today, we're going to do something, well, a little bit different. I want you to imagine we've just cracked open an immersive 19th century explorer's logbook. We're stepping back in time to unpack an absolutely breathtaking architectural legacy, one that was forged by maritime trade, unwavering faith, and, of course, these sweeping dynastic empires. If you're fascinated by how ancient building materials and stones literally tell the story of humanity, you are in the exact right place. Okay, let's dive into this. Picture yourself as an inquisitive 19th century traveler, jotting notes in a leather-bound journal. We're setting sail first for the Malabar Coast, before making our way overland to the grand Mughal capitals. We're looking at history not just as dry dates on a calendar, right? We're looking at physical spaces, unique design styles entirely shaped by global trade, ancient devotion, and royal stone. Section 1. Kochi Maritime Trade Crossroads. So imagine stepping off a creaky wooden vessel into this bustling harbor. The air is thick. The scent of sea salt is mixing with all these exotic goods. For centuries, this was literally one of the most vital ports on the Malabar Coast. Ships dropped anchor here heavily loaded with Arab, Chinese, Portuguese, and Dutch merchants. And what we find is this staggering sequence of overlapping arrivals that turned the Fort Kochi neighborhood into a total architectural mosaic. Like, back in the 14th century, those iconic Chinese fishing nets began rising and falling along the port. Then, by 1568, the ancient Jewish community that had settled there built the beautiful Paradisi synagogue. Fast forward to the colonial era, and you've got this remarkable landscape where colonial churches are rising right alongside traditional Hindu temples and mosques. It's a massive visual testament to how global trade routes converged and totally transformed one port city. But Kochi isn't just some relic of foreign merchants. The deep indigenous culture absolutely thrives here. Just look inside the Madancherry Palace, which guards these stunning ancient frescoes that narrate the epic poem, the Ramayana. And what's truly captivating for a 19th century observer, and for us, really, is that these ancient epics aren't just frozen on palace walls. No, they are kept vibrantly alive today in local theaters through Kathakali. It's this highly traditional dance form where dedicated performers spend hours, literally hours, just applying their intricate makeup before bringing these ancient stories to life on stage. Section 2. Sacred Wells and Island Temples. Let's turn the page in our explorer's logbook and transition over to a place of just profound spirituality, the Ramanathaswamy Temple. Now, this architectural marvel is uniquely situated on an island. To get there today, modern travelers might cross this incredible railway bridge, constructed way back in 1914. But honestly, however you arrive, the sheer overwhelming scale of this site is going to stagger you. Now, what's really interesting here is the number 1,200. This temple extends over 6 hectares, that's about 15 acres, and it is entirely surrounded by a massive corridor, supported by 1,200 uniquely carved columns. I mean, just think about that level of craftsmanship. Every single column is decorated with distinct motifs, creating this mesmerizing visual tunnel of ancient stone. And the journey here, it's deeply significant. Pilgrims travel from all over India to complete these steps along ancient pilgrimage routes. According to the Ramayana epic we were just talking about, this very island is where Rama mythically built a bridge of floating stones, stretching all the way towards Sri Lanka to save his wife. But the physical journey to the island, well, that's just the beginning. The ultimate goal for these pilgrims is to actually immerse themselves in the temple's purifying waters. Inside the temple complex, pilgrims bathe in 22 distinct sacred wells. And the sensory detail here is just fascinating. Each well is said to offer water with a completely different taste, and each one is believed to possess its own unique purifying properties. It's such a powerful display of enduring faith. But, as we know, nature is an unstoppable force. Right at the extremity of this island lies Dhanushkodi Beach, where the Indian Ocean meets the Bay of Bengal. Back in 1964, a devastating cyclone completely destroyed the city there. So today, you just have the ruins of colonial buildings remaining, quietly wrapped up in the shifting coastal sand. Section 3. Agra, Forts and Mausoleums. As we move our journal entry significantly north, the whole atmosphere shifts. The streets of Agra are vibrantly alive. Picture it, the intoxicating scent of fragrant spices and freshly baked bread wafting through the air, right alongside these bustling local street food markets selling traditional sweets. It is a total sensory overload, in the best possible way, serving as the backdrop to some of the most imposing architecture in human history. Now, Agra is really defined by 2 heavily contrasting structures. On one hand, we've got the Red Fort, built by
by Emperor Akbar in 1565. This fortress is a staggering 38 hectares, 94 acres of imposing red sandstone brought all the way from Rajasthan. On the other hand, there's the ethereal Taj Mahal, and the absolutely crucial point here is the tragic link between them. Shah Jahan, the very creator of the Taj Mahal, actually spent the last 8 years of his life imprisoned by his own son inside a tower of that very red fort. His only solace? Just looking out his window to observe the magnificent royal garden mausoleum he'd built for his wife.
And while the Taj Mahal today draws an astounding 8 million visitors every single year, Agra guards other, much quieter treasures. Just 40 kilometers, about 25 miles away, lies Fatehpur Sikri. It's a stunning historical anomaly. We're talking about an entire sprawling imperial Mughal capital that was inhabited for only 15 short years before being completely abandoned. The reason? A simple, devastating lack of water. It stands today as this ghost town of royal stone, which is a pretty humbling reminder of nature's ultimate authority over even the most powerful empires. Section 4. Delhi. Ancient stones, modern tracks. So we finally arrive at the culmination of our expedition. Delhi is an absolute architectural marvel, where 8 entirely different cities have been built over the course of 3,000 years. Literally, each consecutive empire just built upon the ruins of the last. To really grasp the ancient foundation of this region, you only need to look up at the Qutub Minar. Rising a dizzying 73 meters, that's 240 feet into the sky, this monument was built way back in 1193. Crafted from that familiar red sandstone and intricately decorated with unique design styles, including carved verses from the Quran, it perfectly illustrates the early, awe-inspiring architectural ingenuity of the region's ancient builders. Now, as the centuries turned, those architectural styles shifted dramatically. Consider the stunning 1572 Humayun's tomb. This was actually the subcontinent's very first Mughal garden mausoleum, and it served as the direct architectural inspiration for the Taj Mahal. But contrast that with the arrival of the British. In 1911, the British decided to move their capital from Kolkata to Delhi, building New Delhi, and their vision left a completely different architectural layer. This structured, modern city defined by wide sweeping avenues connecting massive monumental government architecture. Yet right next to those wide British avenues, the old Mughal city is still thriving with incredible energy. The Jama Masjid, which happens to be the largest mosque in all of India, looks down over a spectacular 17th century market. Plunge yourself into the scene for a second. Imagine navigating incredibly narrow alleys packed with 6,000 individual merchant shops. The air is thick with fragrant raw spices. Vendors are unrolling vividly colorful traditional fabrics, and artisans are selling intricate hand-woven jewelry. It's this incredible mercantile tradition that has survived completely intact for centuries. And this brilliantly illustrates the magic of Delhi today. You have this ancient transport network of the Jama Masjid alleys supporting 6,000 merchant shops coexisting directly alongside the modern Delhi metro. This ultra-modern rail network acts as the main artery of the city today, transporting an incredible 4 million passengers every single day across 350 kilometers of tracks. It literally and figuratively connects the ancient directly to the modern.
Which brings us to the final page of our logbook. From the overlapping merchant histories of the Malabar Coast to the sacred wells of island temples and those magnificent red sandstone forts of the Mughals, we see that trade, faith, and stone consistently outlive the empires that construct them. So I want to leave you with this question to ponder. As we build our own vast modern transport systems and government buildings, what overlapping layers will our modern cities leave for the future travelers of the world to discover? Thank you so much for exploring with me today. Keep seeking out the history hidden in the stones around you.